G'day Carbonites, welcome back to Space Engineers Survival Maybe. So last episode we got the door mechanisms working. They're temperamental, but it works. So I was talking to Infal in the comment section of last video, and I suggested an addition to his script to trigger a timer block when the pistons reach their destination, and he agreed. He thought that was a good idea, and then within a few hours he had already updated his script. So today we're gonna make that adjustment, which will be really good for our situation. It'll actually remove one of the sensors that we won't need any longer, and it'll also make it more reliable as well. So we won't need to worry about it screwing up if the states get out of whack or whatever. Alright, so, actually we don't need to go in there. We can do it all from here. Okay, so first of all, let's grab all the open sensors and we'll turn them all off, because we no longer need those. Let's grab our programmable block for the script, and we're going to download the new version. Okay, so yeah, we've got a timer block variable for the argument as well now. There's also some configurations you can change here, which was in the last version as well, but I didn't go through this with you. So you can actually change the offset. So what I had assumed was actually correct. That's how it works. So the script automatically compensates for the piston head. So you can change that value here. So if we set this to 0, then it would most likely function the way I had originally thought it was going to. But I'm just going to leave it with the default because I do think that is a better way of doing it. And then there's tolerance, so how close it gets to the destination. You can also set up a default speed, which I thought was really cool as well. So you don't need to always put in the speed argument. And then this is a new section. So because it's going to be triggering timer blocks, it needs to be on a constant update. So you can change that here. But I did test it with his setting of update 100. So every 100 ticks, and it works fine. Ah, cool. Look at this. The TimmyCarbine update. Added the ability to trigger timer blocks when the elevator reaches its target destination. And he's got my my YouTube in there. Oh, that's cool. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. And the change is awesome. I'm looking forward to using it. All right, so we're gonna compile that and click OK. I'm also going to speed up the elevator as well. So we're going to go up to 2. Okay, so let's get our timer block name in there. And let's correct that. There we go. And don't forget the ending quote, because it is a string, and we don't need to run it. But what I will do is copy that, because we're going to have to reconfigure the buttons. All right, let's get rid of all these. Okay, so floor 1 is going to be 2.6, and that is the first door. Okay, so that's all of those done. And also because it only triggers the timer block when it reaches its full destination, we don't need to worry about the delay on the timer. So if we grab these, we can actually reduce these. Let's go down to 1 second. Beautiful. Okay. So let's go past the second floor. We'll test it. Yep, awesome. So it didn't open the door. And then when we reach the bottom, beautiful. Okay, so this is working pretty much how we had it at the end of last episode, but it's a lot more reliable now without having to rely on those sensors. We'll be able to remove those now. And there's a couple more things I want to apply to this just to make it a little bit more robust and a little bit more modular, I guess. Let's get rid of these sensors. Also, I need to remember to turn my lights on in here. Even though it's actually quite bright in here when I'm playing the game, I've noticed YouTube makes it really, really dark. And to the point where it's almost pitch black. And yeah, so I just wanted to say that like that's not how I see it when I'm playing. So that's why I hardly ever have the lights on. It's because it's actually nice and bright in here without the lights on, but I do need to turn them on for recording purposes because it's just YouTube makes everything so dark. Okay. So the first thing I wanted to do is I want to change the calling. Let's go down to the first floor. Let's go down to the server. I might actually speed up this elevator even more. Because it does take quite a while to go from the third floor down to the first. Okay, something I wanted to do is actually set up timer blocks for the calling the elevator mechanism. So basically it'll trigger this with the argument, but it'll also allow us to do other things at the same time. Let's get a few more timer blocks set up. Okay, so what we're going to do for now is set up actions. No, let's grab the elevator. Okay, so now we need to change all of this stuff over. So let's set up the actions. Instead of running the commands like that, let's call it floor. There we go. So we want the we want to trigger the timer block So second floor call, trigger now. Third floor call, trigger now. So that way, if there's anything else that we add to the functionality of the calling mechanism, we don't need to do this again. It'll automatically update on the timer block. Wherever we have this set up to be triggered, it will automatically get updated. So it's sort of expandable in that sort of sense. Also, we need to do the same thing for the sensors. So all the sensors are currently just running the old script. So we want to grab the actual timer block for it. Trigger now. Okay, so I wanted a catwalk there so we can place a couple of lights. If Build Vision wants to play nice. Yep, that's good. Okay. Let me get the other one. No, doesn't look like it. Okay. It's most likely going to be 249. So let's grab that one. Okay, so we got some ugly colors. Only one of those is going to be turned on at a time. So, and the way we're going to handle that is with timer blocks. So the third floor call. When this gets triggered, we want to grab 248. And we want to increase the blink interval. We want to grab 249 and turn it off. Let's grab 248 and we'll set up the blinking. So we want blink length to be 50%. Okay, so that's the calling. So when the elevator's on its way, it'll start flashing. When it reaches the destination, the red light is going to turn off and the green light is going to turn on. So that's going to be in that, in the door timer block. So let's grab that, third floor door, set up actions. We'll grab 248. This one we need to... We want to decrease the blink length. And 249. No, we need to turn off 248 as well. So let's grab 248, turn it off, and grab 249. I should name these lights realistically and turn it on. Okay, so that's only going to happen when the door gets triggered. There it is there. Let's just trigger it now. There we go. Okay, so it goes green and we can get on. I know this is a really overly complex system for an elevator, but that's the name of the series, really. This is what I enjoy about this game, is the fact that we can do this type of stuff. And that light didn't turn on again. Yeah, 248 is off. So the third floor call, set up actions, 248 gets turned on. Oh, it's setting it up to 12 seconds. Why is it going up to 12? Oh, I know why. Because we're not decreasing it, are we? Where's the door? Set up actions. No, we are decreasing it. Decrease blink length. God damn it. We want to decrease blink interval. Okay, now we got that sorted out. Let's set up the light again because these are all screwed up. Okay, so I think everything is set up and working. Let's just double check. Yep, so the other two lights are red. Solid red. This door looks like it's open though. What about this one? Okay, so let's reset the state of that door. I've really got to clean out that stone too. I don't think it's going to disappear. I think it's just going to sit there. Okay, so if we call the elevator to the first floor, we should see a couple of things. This red light should start flashing, and then when it reaches the bottom, the door will open and the red light will turn off and the green light will turn on, and the other two lights will switch over to red, solid red. So we'll see if that happens. So we will trigger that. There it is. Flashing. That's awesome. That is so cool. All right, let's double check the other levels, make sure. Yep, solid red, and that is green. Okay, so I haven't fixed that. Also, this door didn't shut. I mean, it probably wouldn't come up that often that we would trigger the elevator without using it. But I'm thinking it might be nice just to fully automate everything. So if the elevator gets called, all the doors shut automatically. I think that'd be a good addition. Also, I do want to tidy up a few things. So I know I need to rename a couple of the lights, and I'd like to put them in groups, and just to keep my list fairly clean, because as you can see, there's quite a lot of stuff in here. So I want to make sure everything's labeled correctly, because otherwise it's going to be very irritating to try and find stuff. So I'm going to spend some time doing that, and I'll bring you guys back. Okay, it's all cleaned up. So I'll show you what I've done. I've set them all up the exact same way, and I've put everything in groups just to try and simplify it. So it would have been very difficult to follow along before, but hopefully it should be okay now. Okay, so we're gonna have a look at the call timer block for the first floor. So it runs the script. It also turns off all of the green lights. So it doesn't matter what floor it is, it turns them all off. Turns on all the red lights. And then just for the first floor, it increases the blink interval. So the first floor will start flashing red to say that the elevator is coming. When the elevator reaches that location, it will fire this timer block, the door. So what happens then is it opens the door. It turns on the first, just the first floor green light, turns off all the red lights and decreases the blink interval back down to 0 for that first floor, just to reset the state. So all of them are set up the exact same way, with the exception of, you know, first floor, it would be changed to the second floor and so on. Okay, so let's test it. Also, something I've noticed with this is if I try to walk into the elevator before it does this cycle here, the door will open up again when I walk in. So I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to fix that, but it's just something to note is I can't just wander straight in there, which is going to be pretty frustrating. So I will have to fix that. You can see the red light flashing there. Door opens. Beautiful. Okay, so let's check the other states. Yep, that's red. Door is shut. Go down to the first floor. The door is open for some reason, but the red light is on. Let's rectify that. Try and get it into the correct state. So that one there. That's also what I wanted to do. When any of the elevators get called, I want all the doors to shut no matter what. So I've got all of those into groups. So if we type in, I think it's doors. Yeah, floor doors, which is kind of weird, but we want to extend so they all shut. And we're going to do that on every single calling timer block. Okay, now I know this is like a super, it's over the top, this design, but like I said before, this is what I enjoy about Space Engineers, is the fact that we can do this type of stuff. I think it's really, really cool. Okay, so let's do it again. We're going to wait for it. Actually, that sort of fixes that, doesn't it? If I try and just walk in, the door's going to shut in my face first and wait for it to do a cycle, and then I can go in, and then the door should stay closed after that. So that sort of fixed my problem. All right, so let's go down to the first floor. I've got to cover up the holes and stuff too. Beautiful. Also, I don't like how bright this is. Because it takes away from the red light and the green light. That looks a lot better. Okay, so it's already done the cycle because this is a lot bigger of a volume. Let's go all the way through. Go past the second floor, straight up to the third. This is super fun messing around with this stuff. I love it. Awesome. I think this project's done, guys. Finally. finally done. All right. There's still the, oh yeah, that's right. Thank you. Thank you, door. Yeah, I really love the elevator. The elevator system is really, really cool. Door's like, psych. Alright, well, I'm not 100% sure where to go from here, so I'm going to end the episode before I just start rambling on constantly. So I hope you enjoyed the episode, guys. Thank you again to Infal for the addition to the script. It's really, really cool. I'll put a link in the description of the video if you guys want to check out the piston control script that I use to get this elevator to work the way it does. Make sure you guys check it out. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, don't forget to lead your targets, and I'll see you next time.